It's your yummy update time. Cryptocurrency having a slight tick up as we recover and we respect the channel of friendship. Yes, of course, the channel of friendship is right here, friends. So we are all, I guess, going to move towards the next battle of crypto. We're always battling someone, right? Which is going to be the dead cat bounce area, the lower high, the failed rally, which is around anywhere BTC 95 to 105, somewhere around there, might conclude around the end of December, and then we move into the final month of Year of the Snake. That's going to be finishing next year in January, and then we move into Year of the Horsey around mid-February. I've got to remind you as well, friends, so this picture here, just so you know this, okay? Even if you bought Bitcoin at the low of 15K, and then you sold the exact high. So you bought the exact low, which no one did, okay, when I was there, and then sold the exact high, okay? You bought 15, you sold 125, okay? Most countries, around 30% tax-ish, around there. Your break-even point is Bitcoin 92,000. So as long as Bitcoin, so this is the best trader, the best, someone who actually did the most out of it. So the best trader who bought 15, who sold 125, okay, their break-even is literally 92,000. As long as Bitcoin is above 92,000, they are still offside in their trade. And that's the best case. They usually didn't do that, right? They probably sold, they probably bought high, they probably bought at 25, and if they got out, sold at like 110 on average price. Even if you do that, so you do 110 minus 25. Yeah, so if you do that, friends, then their average price for break-even is 84,000. So they're actually offside now. That means as long as, so best case, right? Best case for them, if Bitcoin's at $92,000 or above, they've ruined. They've literally, they can never get back as much as supply, okay? That's why you will now get to see it actually be disbelief turns into hate. All right? That's if you actually get to see it, right? But the disbelief won't happen, friends, unless Bitcoin, I guess, actually somehow makes it to like 125 again, because they've ruined themselves. Because their average price, they have to get back in below 92,000. That's why, friends, that's why they want to get at 50,000. Do you ever wonder why do all of these people, why they're saying 55, 65? Yeah, it's because it's like that's a nice chunk lower than their average price where they exit. So we'll see how the soy boy scum manage that one. I wanted to show you this chart as well, friends. So you're hearing all about the Japan yen carry trade and everything here. This, friends, is the price of rice in Japan. Okay, do you see how it's gone hugely parabolic? It used to be like 14,000 units, 16,000. Now it's up to 37,000. Okay, the price of rice is going up. So apparently, friends, most of Japan's inflation has come because rice is going up. Plus, there's been weather shocks and protectionist policies where they don't allow as much, like the flow of imports and exports and stuff. So they've just basically put a bid on prices up here to get this inflation. This will raise the odds that the Japan yen carry trade will continue to safely unwind instead of having a turmoil explosion in the near term. So the Japan yen unwind would be catastrophic if the inflation is because people are actually spending the currency a lot, because then the central bank has to do more panic actions, and you can't actually they don't have much of a choice to basically unwind everything else as we ask Japanese friends. They laugh, lols. Can't they change to just eating fries or noodles or something? Rice isn't even that good. Very wise words. So maybe they can. Maybe they can. Just showing you as well the food inflation of the whole country as well. Yeah, that's mostly overblown. That's why you find, friends, that, like I mentioned for you many times, right? If you're hearing about something a lot, then chances are it's starting to get priced in. People know what the risks and rewards are, right? The ones that get you, all of us, is when it makes your heart beat, because you have no idea how to price this thing. You don't know how bad it's going to be. Like world zombie virus, everything's shutting down. Like, whoa, how bad is it? How many people? How bad is it? Can I get sick? What happens if I get sick? So you just don't have all these answers. That's what causes the big shock. We have to marvel in the racist Russell 2000, friends, the 12-month chart of it. Huge candle wick, okay? So the racist Russell 2000 there has printed the most giga 12-month candle you could ever conjure up from a magic summoning book. This candle has a big fat wick on the bottom. So you know us, friends, we love big fat thick green and juicy candles here as well. And friends, we have been praying every day for relief, not just relief, a continuation of the bull. Proof of candle lighting, we do it every single day. Okay, so candles everywhere. This is interesting because what happened in 2020 was the Russell 2000 did a plus 25% move. The PMI started 2021 at 54 and then went up to 60. So you got 6 units. So like we're at 48 now, 48.7. So 6 units push us into 54 territory next year. That's if you just get 6 units. It might be even bigger burst, right? Doesn't necessarily have to just exactly match up with that. It might be 58 or 60 because we've got the AI race war and AI chipsets, which are happening next year. They're going to be continuing. So it's going to be, NVIDIA, I've announced for you as well. Amazon just announced they're going to be competing in the AI race war for the chipset as well. And hopefully the business cycle continues to go up. There was big news, right? $11 trillion Vanguard officially lists Roca Negra's spot Bitcoin ETF. So the trading now is live. So Vanguard and other big firms, they will be continuously adding crypto support for 2026. In 2022, our last bear market, the big one, right? Or some say we're in right now, the actual true bear market, it's people actually leaving. You ran out of buyers, you were leaving. People are actually like leaving. Now no one's leaving. Now it's like, man, the party never started. The only people who are leaving, friends, are non-believers. The 40 now, friends. It's literally, there was 35 crypto KOLs. It's up to 40 now. 40 crypto KOLs all over saying, relief, dead cat bounce. It's going to go down $55,000. That's all I showed you, friends. Any Bitcoin price above 92,000, they're going to feel a bit skitty. That's why Bitcoin at 100K, they're praying it comes back down. Praying. If 120K, they're finished. You mess it up. Just to let me tell you this, okay? They have to buy back in Bitcoin at 130K, okay? Let's say they full clip it at 30K. Their average price of exit is 92,000. Friends, so if you do 130K to 92, that's a 41% deviation difference, which means they have lost 41% of their Bitcoin stack, of their crypto stack. Altcoins will be up even higher if crypto does that, if Bitcoin goes up there. They've lost 41% of their coins. If they sold one Bitcoin, paid their taxes, they can only get back around 0.59 Bitcoins. Let's say 0.6. You'll never get that back. That's why, friends, these KOLs, but I'm telling you right now, they do paint their fingernails. They do put glitter on their face. They dress up in women's clothes. Okay? They do that, friends. They do. They're selling you this grifter stuff. It is grifter, bro. There's no alpha here. That's what their skill set is, amassing an audience. Their skill set is not buying low, selling high. That's not their skill set. You'll see. Jim Cramer alert. So Jim Cramer's made these tweets, friends. Okay, well, obviously, Jim Cramer's like the new fundamental indicator we now have. Why do people think that Michael Saylor is going to tell you what he's going to do next with MicroStrategy? The guy has 9 lives because he's a master poker player and we are all knaves. I think he could engineer a squeeze of a lifetime by doing the opposite of what he says. And then they also found this is going to be hilarious. The Trump administration is making its first serious move challenging the largely Democrat tort bar. And he says, Missouri, the worst state in the union for jackpot justice. Another reason to own Johnson & Johnson. So unfortunately, I'm not joking. I did not expect to see Jim Cramer out of this. I've been talking about Johnson & Johnson baby bum powder for how many years now? And Jim Cramer comes out and says, another reason to own Johnson & Johnson. Oh, gosh, it's over. Keep the baby bum powder. You can't own the stock. You know it's finished. Also, with the Michael Saylor, right, he's saying do the opposite of what Michael Saylor says. So it's kind of funny because we're like watching him like a hawk. Does that now mean if Jim Cramer says do the opposite of Michael Saylor, if Michael Saylor's next move is to buy Bitcoin, they buy Bitcoin next, does that mean you should be buying it? That's the real move to do instead of selling it? That, I don't know. We're just having fun here. Just to show you the level of crypto KOLs who are massively turbo doom and bearish, I'll just show you, friends. This is literally all over crypto. This is still it, right? Chasing the bottom will destroy you. If October 6th was the top, this will be my 4th bear market. The one piece of advice I could give, don't try to time the absolute bottom with a single lump buy. Okay, so he has the fractals here of everything going down. Just want to show you. So this is literally showing the bear market going all the way down. The worst one will take us down to $20,000. And the best one, I guess, will take us to $33,000. See, friends, so this, you've got a fractal here. They're just saying it. Oh, yeah, we're going anywhere between Bitcoin 20,000 to $33,000. All over, friend. This is literally all over. You don't have to. It's kind of funny, man. What they do, all these crypto KOLs, man, it's the gaslighting. They go, oh, this is one random guy in my comment section. He's like angry. And, you know, oh, that's a bullish sign from the crowd. Did we literally have all the KOLs bearish? All of you bearish. It's all right, though. It could be bad next year. Could be. We don't know. It's just, man, it's stacked hard. It's really stacked hard. We'll see. Thank you to Tommy Fan Token for putting me on Major Loser Pal. So remember, friends, we got the FOMC coming out now 7 days. Rates are huge for America. They're way too high. They're at 4%, stupidly high. They should be closer to 3. We know they should be closer to 3 and on their way to be cut more. So we're going to have 3.75% rates after they cut. The altcoin economy probably needs like 2.5, but we need the business cycle ratcheting hot. Remember, QT is now ended. We're waiting for 2026. Once again, year of the horsey. Politicians said that they're going to run the economy hot in 2026, and we're going to get, hopefully, Kevin Hassett comes in. He was on the, remember, friends, Kevin Hassett, the US Fed chairman, was on the Coinbase advisory board. He's like a pro-crypto dude. You know what I mean? Pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin dude. And we have racist Russell 2000 looking like it's going to be absolute bonkers. Here we have Mr. Coco saying PMI is in the gutter. Yes, sir, but remember, PMI is backwards looking by 30 days. Yeah. So even when January comes, if January starts going up, the PMI immediately in the first weeks of January when it comes out will be the Kemba's crap ones. But there might be an uptick if we get some sort of relief done anyway here. Where to from now? Where to from now? Well, friends, the channel of friendship is right. It is a lower part of the channel of friendship. Bitcoin, hopefully it continues, you know, to just, you know, not scam us when it comes to all this bad stuff out here. It's been horrific. It's all about that channel of friendship and others BTC. As long as Bitcoin just obviously stays above here, there's never going to be any conclusion. Just to show you as well, friends, if you draw a Fibonacci from the top to the bottom, just to tell you, even if, so I'll show it to you now again, okay? If you go back to 2022, okay, back when it was literally all over, right? Remember, you had PMI 60 environment here. In 2022, Bitcoin went down. It came back to wherever it bottomed out, 50% retrace. Okay? A 50% retrace, exactly 50%. All right? So what I've done now is I've drawn another Fibonacci. If you just assume that was the bottom, exactly 50% would be $101,000. Okay? So even at 101, nothing different has happened. Okay? 101, nothing different will happen. 106, we might be in a bit of a, you know, a recovery is possible. Maybe, not even. It's still in the poop zone. The 50% to 60% retracement zone, friends, is danger. Always, okay? Where it actually, they're going to start sweating is Bitcoin 114. That is where, what happens here, friends, if Bitcoin's 114, everyone's going to draw the whole, oh, don't worry, it's just a lower high like that. We're going down the crypto crappo stuff out here. That's why if it does a triangle here and then it eventually bursts up to like 125, I mean, it's literally going to be mayhem if we get that. It will be total mayhem. You went from literally 40 crypto KOLs all selling you grifter courses, grifter indicators. Will have to buy back in. And they have to conjure up a story to their audience saying, no, I never said 100% chance it was going down. I just said 99%. It was never 100%. And they'll just do the process of gaslighting. But also, when the Bitcoin price is going up, new people join crypto. And then they become the suckers for the next wave. And then you get to see it right now, friends. These people are not buying low, selling high. What they're actually just doing is yield farming their audience. But you and I are still going to make it. This channel of friendship, the game is still on. There's going to be a lot of crypto ETFs coming next year. Our exotic top signals, nowhere near hit. Coinbase App Store ranking is 400, you know. It went down again, 400. Oh my gosh. Let's wait for number one. Like, subscribe, belly button, I'll catch you soon.